Hello everyone and welcome back to Spanish from Scratch. I'm Eduardo. If you have been watching my videos, thank you very much for all your support. It really motivates me to keep doing this kind of videos and keep helping you learn Spanish. And if you are new to the channel, I hope I can teach you one thing or two that you don't know about Spanish already. Now, in today's video, we're going to learn how to talk about the imperatives. So after today, you will be able to command people in Spanish to say, hey, eat more, or take this, or hey, come, please. It's not really that difficult, and there are only some verbs that are irregular that we need to remember. So without any further ado, guys, let's jump into the whiteboard. Alright, so as usual, let's begin with some examples. Example number 1, we say, si vas al supermercado, compra leche, por favor. Remember to repeat after me, guys, so you can get more familiar with language. Si vas al supermercado, compra leche, por favor. If you go to the supermarket, buy milk, please. So, here the imperative is the verb compra. So, when we give an order to someone, we simply say, compra. We don't need to use a subject because it's an order. We are talking to a person one-on-one. Let's take a look at example number 2. Ven a mi fiesta mañana. Let's repeat that one more time. Ven a mi fiesta mañana. So, come to my party tomorrow. The verb ven is the imperative and means come, but when we give an order to another person. And last, pásame la sal, por favor. One more time. Hey, pásame la sal, por favor. Pass me the salt, please. So, like when you're eating with your friends or your family, this is very common to say. We say, hey, pásame la sal. Mamá, pásame la sal. Etc, etc. So, pásame will be the imperative. Pass me, pásame. Now, let's take a look at how these conjugations work. Now, this will be very simple because we only need to know the present tense. Now, if you haven't practiced with the present tense, I recommend you watch the videos I made about this topic. They are the first videos of my channel, so if you haven't practiced that, go there and then return, okay? But now, the first thing we need to know is the conjugations for the subjects ella, she, and él, he. For example, for comer, we say come, right? Ella come, she eats. For beber, we say ella bebe, she drinks, or él bebe, he drinks. For hablar, we would say ella habla, she speaks, or she talks, or él habla, he speaks. For escuchar, we would say ella escucha, or él escucha. For mirar, we'd say ella mira, or él mira, she looks, he looks. And for tomar, we say ella toma or él toma. He takes, she takes. Now, in Spanish, the imperative is the same conjugation as the third person singular. So when we command someone and we say eat, eat, we say come. Let's repeat that one more time. Come. So for beber, we would say bebe. Really easy, right? It's the same conjugation. Let's repeat. Bebe. For hablar, we would say habla. Speak, man. Habla. For escuchar, we would say escucha. Listen. Escucha. For mirar, we would say look. Mira. Let's repeat that. Mira. And for tomar, we would say toma. Like when we offer a glass of water, we say, hey, take this. Toma. So it's very easy. If the verb is regular, it's just the same as for she or he. But now, as usual, or as always, there are irregular verbs. Now, these irregular verbs, they're irregular, but they are not that difficult to remember. All these words, when we give orders, they become monosyllable. It's only one sound. For example, let's go with the verb hacer. Hacer means to do. So when we say something like do, for example, do homework, we say as. Otra vez, as. So as means do in Spanish when we give an order. So we say do homework, haz tarea, or do your homework, haz tu tarea. Or the trainer at the gym will tell you do exercise, haz ejercicio, etc, etc. For tener, tener becomes ten. One more time, ten. So if we say, hey, have this, ten esto. One more time, ten esto. For the verb salir, when we tell someone, go out, we say sal. One more time, sal, go out. For venir, which is to come, we would say ven. That means come, ven. Like for your dog, will you say, hey, ven, come, ven. Now let's go with ir. Ir is a little strange. We need to memorize this one because it has no relation with the original verb. So ir becomes ve. That means go, ve. Let's repeat that one more time. Ve. For decir, we say di. It's like tell, di. Tell, say something. Di algo. Algo means something, so say something. Di algo. For ser, we would say sé. One more time. Sé. For example, when we say be responsible, sé responsable. One more time. Sé responsable. And for poner, we would say pon. One more time. Pon. Like put the water on the table. Pon el agua en la mesa. So as you can see, they are very irregular. We just need to remember they're monosyllable, so they're not that difficult to remember. So let's repeat. Do, as, have, ten, go out, sal, come, ven, go, ve, say, di, be, say, put, pon. And that's it. Now, if you notice, and if you have been studying Spanish for some time now, you have probably heard the expression, have a nice day. So this is the word we use. We say, ten un buen día. Now it makes more sense, right? Because it's the imperative form. I would say, ten un buen día. Have a nice day. Or have good vacations. Ten buenas vacaciones. Now, let's go in here with some common commands that we need to know in Spanish. For example, we say, abre la puerta. Open the door. One more time. Abre la puerta. Or cierra la puerta. One more time. Cierra la puerta. Like when your sister or your brothers go in your room and they go out and they don't close the door, you shout, cierra la puerta. Yes, we all been through that, right? In here we would say, abre la ventana. One more time. Abre la ventana. And the opposite? Oye, cierra la ventana. One more time. Cierra la ventana. We say, look at the time. We say, mira la hora. One more time, guys. Mira la hora. For the book, if we say, close the book or close the notebook, cierra el cuaderno. One more time. Cierra el cuaderno. Or abre el cuaderno. One more time. Abre el cuaderno. Now, when we talk about the light switch and we say, hey, turn on the lights, or turn off the lights, we say, apaga la luz. One more time. Apaga la luz. Apagar means to turn off. So we say, hey, turn off the lights, please. Apaga la luz, por favor. Or the opposite. Enciende la luz. One more time, guys. Enciende la luz. Turn on the lights. A synonym of encender is the verb prender. So we can say, prende la luz. One more time. Prende la luz. Turn on the lights. Another common verb to use is the verb to touch. Tocar. And I would say, hey, toca tu nariz. Touch your nose. One more time. Toca tu nariz. Or, toca tu cabeza. Touch your head. One more time. Toca tu cabeza. Touch your head. Now, if we use the verb mirar, we could say, look up. Mira arriba. One more time. Mira arriba. The opposite. Mira abajo. Look down. Mira abajo. Or for objects and for their position, we can use the verb poner. And we would say, pon el lápiz sobre la mesa. One more time. Pon el lápiz sobre la mesa. Put the pencil on the table. And you see, it's very, very easy. We don't need subjects. We only need the verb because we are commanding people to do something. But that's not all what we're going to learn about this today. Now, what happens, guys, if we have reflexive verbs and we have verbs that end in the word se? For example, we could say, lávate los dientes. One more time. Lávate los dientes. Wash your teeth. Or brush your teeth. Lávate los dientes. Or levántate más temprano. Get up earlier. Levántate más temprano, hombre. Or vístete, ya es muy tarde. Get dressed, it's too late already. Vístete, ya es muy tarde. Now, all these verbs in their infinitive form are reflexive. So they end with the se at the end. Lavarse, levantarse, or vestirse. These verbs also have an imperative form, and it's very easy. For a moment, guys, let's just imagine this se doesn't exist at all. Okay, let's just put an X because we don't like it. And let's conjugate this. If we conjugate the verb levantar for the subject ella or él, the result will be levanta, right? We just remove the R, levanta. Very, very easy. Now, as this is reflexive, the se will be replaced with the pronoun that corresponds to the person we are talking to. In this case, we're talking to someone one-on-one, so the subject is tú. So when we say levantarse, we just transform this se into a te, because it's the corresponding pronoun. And we say, for example, now we say, levántate. One more time, levántate. We just put that te at the end, and that's everything we need to know. Levántate, get up. Or if we tell a kid, hey, go to bed, go to sleep, we say, acuéstate. One more time, acuéstate, go to bed. If we say like, wash your hands, lávate, lávate las manos, wash your hands, lávate las manos. Or if we say someone, hey, get dressed, like, well, this can be used in other situations, I don't know. We say, hey, get dressed, vístete. One more time, vístete. If we say someone to say goodbye, like to say goodbye to you, we say, despídete. It's like, hey, don't go away without saying goodbye. Despídete. One more time, despídete. Despedirse is an awkward verb, but despedirse means to say goodbye to someone. Like when you leave a room and you say, well, have a nice evening, I'll see you later, bye bye. That is despedirse. When someone leaves a room without doing this in Spanish, it's very common that people say this, despídete. It's like, hey, don't be rude, say goodbye to everyone. So you need to know this, despídete. And the last one, this is a little rude, so I don't recommend you use it unless you are really angry with the person and you say, cállate. One more time, cállate. That means shut up, cállate. Now, as you can see guys, in all these cases, we need this te because it refers to the person we are talking directly to, okay? And because these verbs are reflexive. So that's the only reason why we need this te. But this is not all we have for today. Now, if you have been watching my videos, you have learned that we have direct objects and indirect objects. So what happens when you want to say something like send him something, or call her, or we could say, for example, help her, etc. Well, depending if it's a direct or an indirect object, we'll have different ways of saying this. This will be a tough part, but luckily for you, this is a video, so you can pause it and you can replay it at any time you like. As many times as you need to get it done and to get practice. So, for example, you can say this to me: Eduardo, ayúdame con mi español, por favor. One more time. Ayúdame con mi español, por favor. Help me with my Spanish, please. Or, envíale el correo al jefe antes de las 9. One more time. Envíale el correo al jefe antes de las 9. Send the mail to the boss before 9. Or, déjanos pasar. One more time. Déjanos pasar. Let us pass. So we have these three verbs: ayúdame, envíale, y déjanos. You can see the ayúdame, help me, envíale, send me, déjanos, let us. So all these imperatives has something attached to the end, which is the direct object or the indirect object respectively, depending on the verb. Well, now let's see how this works. So here we have 5 verbs. I want to believe we all know these verbs, but if not, let's repeat the meaning. Ayudar, ayudar, to help. Llamar, to call. Esperar, to wait. Escuchar, to listen. And mirar, to look. Now, when a person or an object receives the action of these verbs directly, we use direct object pronouns. Okay, with directly I mean like help Maria. So who is receiving the action of help? Well, Maria, right? So that is a direct object. So for example, if we say help me, we say ayúdame. Let's repeat: ayúdame, help me. Or llámame, call me. Or espérame, wait for me. Escúchame, listen to me. Mírame, look at me. You can see how it works, right? We put a me at the end of all these verbs. Now, if we talk about her, we say ayúdala, help her. Llámala, call her. Espérala, wait for her. Escúchala, listen to her. Mírala, look at her. If we talk about him, we say ayúdalo, help him. Llámalo, call him. Espéralo, wait for him. Escúchalo, listen to him. Míralo, look at him. You see how it works? If we're talking about us, we say ayúdanos, help us. Llámanos, call us. Wait for us. Espéranos. Listen to us. Escúchanos. Look at us. Míranos. If we talk about them, we say ayúdalos, help them. Llámalos, call them. Espéralos, wait for them. Escúchalos, listen to them. Míralos, look at them. And if we are talking about ellas, like a group of only women, we say ayúdalas, help them. Llámalas, call them. Espéralas, wait for them. Escúchalas, listen to them. Míralas, look at them. Okay, so we just need to substitute for the correct pronoun depending on the person we are talking about. Now, let's go in here. When we use the objects la and lo, remember that this doesn't apply only to people, okay? It's for any masculine or female noun. So for example, let's imagine we're talking about a song, okay? La canción. La canción is a female noun. So if I say listen to it, referring to the song, this it is the same la, okay? So la can be her or can be it when we talk about a female object. So escúchala, listen to it, or escúchala, listen to her. The same can be said about a movie, una película. Película is female, so if I say, oh, just watch it, I would say, mírala, mírala, just like that. Or if we're talking about a picture, a photo, una foto, we say, look at it, mírala. Okay, so la and lo can also refer to objects, not only to people. The same applies for los and las. Now, these verbs that we have now are a little different, okay? Just let me move my screen here. These verbs work a little different. Let's repeat them. Decir, to say. Escribir, to write. Leer, to read. Comprar, to buy. And enseñar, to teach. Now, these verbs work differently because, I mean, decir, to say. Can you say people? No, you cannot. You can say the name of people, but we cannot receive the action of the verb say directly, okay? It's not like I said Juan. No, you said the name. Or write. We cannot write people. We can write to people. Like I can write something to someone, but I cannot write people. Okay, I know this is a little ambiguous to understand, but this is the concept of indirect objects. For example, decir, the direct object of decir, of say, is normally a message. The direct object of escribir, to write, is also a letter or a message, etc. The direct object of leer, to read, is a book. The direct object of comprar is an item and a product. And the direct object of enseñar, to teach, is a subject, okay, or an activity, etc. And the indirect object is the person or the object or the animal for whom we are reading to, or buying something or teaching something. Now, in these cases, for example, we say, tell me, it remains the same. Dime, write to me, escríbeme, read me, léeme, buy me, cómprame, teach me, enséñame. And for nosotros, it also remains the same. Dinos, tell us, escríbenos, write to us, read to us, léenos, buy us, cómpranos, teach us, enséñanos. Now, in the third person will be a little different. So when we say tell her, we say dile, write to her, escríbele, read her, léele, buy her, cómprale, teach her, enséñale. And now in these objects, ella and él, for masculine and for female, we use the same verbs. So we say dile, escríbele, léele, cómprale, enséñale. So in these cases, le applies for both female and masculine. And in plural, we would say the same, but with an S. Say tell them, diles, write to them, escríbeles, read them, léeles, buy them, cómprales, teach them, enséñales. And for ellas, it will be the same case. Now this is the part where it gets confusing, because what is the difference between escríbela or escríbele. Well, escríbela will be write it, okay? Or write it, escríbelo. It's like, or write it with a pen. Escríbelo con un lápiz. Escríbelo. Because lo will refer to the thing we're writing. But when we say escríbele, this le means a person. It means you are writing something for a person. That's why we need to say le. Oh, escríbele a Luisa. Write to Luisa. Now, let's take a look at some examples. Imagine a mom and a son. And what kind of commands can this mother say? She would say, for example, with hacer, haz la tarea, do your homework. Portarse bien, that is to behave. Pórtate bien. You can see portarse is reflexive, so we say pórtate bien, behave. Or comer, come tus verduras, eat your vegetables. With venir, ven a comer, come to eat. Or with respetar, to respect, respeta a tus mayores, respect your elders. One more time, respeta a tus mayores. What about a teacher to a student? This is something I will be telling you. Estudia más, study more, estudia más. Repite después de mí. Repeat after me. Repite después de mí. Enséñame la tarea. Show me the homework. Enséñame la tarea. Esfuérzate. Oh, this is like make an effort. Esfuérzate. What about a policeman to a criminal? We say, detente. Stop. Detente. So, detenerse is to stop. Levanta las manos. Raise your hands. Levanta las manos. Or, tira tu arma. Throw your weapon. Tira tu arma. Or, date la vuelta. One more time. Date la vuelta. That means turn around. Date la vuelta. Entra en la patrulla. Get in the patrol. Entra en la patrulla. Get in the car. Patrulla means a police car. Okay? So, has it been difficult or easy so far? So guys, how was it? As you can see, it's not that difficult. Maybe the only challenging part is knowing how to use the the direct object pronouns and the indirect object pronouns properly, but I'm pretty sure you can do it. I trust you guys, okay? Now, I would recommend you study this in parts. First, the normal conjugation, then the irregular, then the reflexive verbs, and at the end, try to add the direct and the indirect object pronouns. If you have doubts with those two, remember I have two videos in my channel, one about direct object pronouns and one about indirect object pronouns. So, if you have any questions regarding this, you can always put a comment in the comment section. I'm here to help you guys and I will try to respond as fast as I can, okay? Also remember, I'm a full-time Spanish teacher on Verblin online. So if you're interested in taking private Spanish lessons, you can find my teacher's profile in the comments of this video, in the description of the video, sorry. And if you found value in my content, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel and you activate the notification bells, okay? So you don't miss any video and you can keep learning Spanish. So I'll be seeing you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.